Hello, my name is Adriana Cepeda, and I'm doing my Lab 1 Directional Terms by using my doll as my model, and I am going to explain each part of the directional terms based using this model. Now, to start off, I am going to explain each part. So, first, the right side of the body is up to her head to down to her toes, and the back side of her right side of the body is back of her head all the way to her heel. Back of her up to her heel. Now, the left side is the same way. Head to toes and back to heel. Now, inferior is away from the head. For example, like her feet is away from her head. Now superior is near, towards the head of the end of the body. For example, her hand. Her hand is superior from her head. Now, interior is her front part of her body. For example, her kneecap is interior to her leg. Now, posterior is the back side of the body. For example, her shoulder blades are considered posterior because it's in the back side of her body. Now, another word for posterior is dorsal. Dorsal is also considered as, like I said before, the back side of the body. As you can see, posterior and dorsal are both the same words, just but the same meaning. All this right here is considered dorsal or posterior. Now, ventral, just like posterior with dorsal, ventral is interior, another word for interior. So all of this is the front side of her body, and is also considered ventral. Now, her proximal is toward near her trunk, right around this area. For example, the femur, it's towards the pelvic bone, which is in this area of her body. Now, distal is away from the trunk of the body or organ, is away or farthest. And for example, her hand is distal from her forearm. It's away from her forearm. So, literal is the outside of her body, but it can also mean the side of her body part. For example, her knee is literal to the other side of the knee, farthest from the other side of this knee. Now, medial is referring to the middle part of her body. For example, her chest. Her chest is considered as a medial because it is in the middle of her body. Her chest is medial to her hand, which is referring to middle part of her body. So, superficial is the surface or shallow part of her body. For example, her skin is superficial to her muscles, which is referring to soft or not so deep in her body, is on top of her body, is shallow. Or her cornea is above on her eye, on the surface of her eye, which is a soft part of her eye. Now, finally, we're going to talk about the opposite of superficial, which is deep. Now, deep is considered as inside of her body, away from the surface or further into the body. For example, her bones. Clearly, you do not see her bones because it's deep in her body. And while superficial, which is considered shallow, is surface of the body. That is the difference between the superficial and deep. That is all for today, and I hope you have a blessed day.